to the music. Oh, listen to the music. Oh, listen to the music all the time.
It was 1946. It was after the war. It wasn't a far-fetched idea to start, building cottages and leasing land because Ocean Grove was in business, Curtis's, Grindell's, and this couple, Grace and Gus Tomolini, asked if Dad would build them a cottage and that they could lease a piece of land like in the other neighborhoods.
I think his dream was to share the luxury he had of the love of building every one of these places and putting his blood and sweat into it to make it a family happy place. So I think he got his wish and his dream came true for him. I really do. And I think his wife stood by him and let him accomplish this dream he had.
Quite a few families here that are on their 4th generation here.
My name is Dan Buckley, and I've been here. There's three generations of Dan Buckleys down here now.
I'm a 4th generation. I'm hoping that many more generations get to come and do this.
I grew up here, my kids grew up here, and now my grandchildren grow up here. It's just like, it's a community you can't find anywhere. Connie has kept this place, Connie and Joe and the girls, and they all worked hard in here to keep this thing going, especially Connie. Without her, this thing might have not have kept going. But
I can't express it in words. I'm just so thankful and grateful for everyone in here and their love for Salter Village.
There's a whole new generation coming in right now in this cottages right around here, and they're having a ball. They got onto the beach, but they play around here. You come out here and you hear the kids all laughing. They're out here playing in the street and stuff like that. They're having a ball. Kids have a ball here.
The sights of everyday summer life on Cape Cod. You go to the beach, you come home, and then if it's 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, then you start smelling the grills firing up. So it's the sights and the sounds and the smells that I associate with summertime. Normal everyday family activities that you don't pay attention to until you look at it with new eyes, like coming in for the first time. And it's amazing how people, I always ask them, I said, how do you find us? Well, we were just walking around one day and we couldn't believe what's here. And all of the little cottages, they're just kind of hidden in here. I never knew that they were here. And people would, have been coming to the Cape for 20 years and never knew that we existed. Because it's a quiet family place that doesn't draw our attention to itself.
This is irreplaceable. You cannot, this culture in here, the friendship with your neighbors and stuff like that, you can't find that on Shadow Hole Road. You just can't find it. You buy a house outside the doors. It's not going to be the same. We make memories from the kids down here. It's making memories, right?
Riding surreys, riding bikes. And as a little kid, we'd be racing with friends in the village.
Kids have always ridden bikes, always, in here. They learn how to ride their bikes here. They just have fun. They run around, the scooters and the bikes and the hammocks, and I just love it when I walk down by Bob Downey's cottage and I see 6 or 8 bikes on the side of the road. All
the kids have learned to ride their bikes on this street right here. This is where kids learn to ride their bikes. Salter Village. Buy something. This is a place to bring your kids and your kids' kids and your grandchildren down here and have a great time.
Where we lived at home, we lived on a main street. There wasn't neighborhood. This is where they came and they could be free. It wasn't like, oh, you have to worry about crossing the street because the cars are going too fast. And even if you walked away, somebody was overseeing your child. It's just love. It's almost like it's in the air, the ground. Every little house here is just love and love for people.
It's a real special community that should be cherished. I'd like to see it become a historic district because of the past that has continued into the present, that people are loyal to and very appreciative of. The thought of it not existing the way it is just would break my heart. I'd like it to just continue.
There are a lot of beautiful places in the world, but if you ask me what my favorite place in the world is, it's Cape Cod. Hands down, every time, no hesitation. It's the beaches and the mom and pops, the cranberry bogs and the bike trails, the salt air and the pine. It's Cape homes. But more than all of that, the views and the architecture, it's the atmosphere. The village is a community that embodies what the Cape is in only 30 well-worn and well-loved acres.
Since I was a baby, my parents would bring me to vacation on Cape Cod. We'd rent a tiny cottage nestled in Dennisport, Mass. By the ocean. These seasonal cottages became the place that I'd ride my bike, build sandcastles, play hide and seek, and learn my affinity for summer and life by the ocean.
Off the beaten path, sheltered by trees, away from public view, this village seems to maintain a personality unique from anywhere else on the Cape. As for us, the villagers who call it home, I think we're the luckiest. Sometimes the simplest things in life can bring us the most reward. The most rewarding memories of my life have been spending time with my family in Saltaire Village. It's a village in every sense of the word, and its people make it unique. Through word of mouth, families have rented here, and many realized how special this simple lifestyle by the beach is and have sought to buy their own cottage. Over the years, through generations, many of these cottages are handed down to children like myself who grew up here.
Life in the village is simple. The cottages are small but charming, each a different color and a different shape. Some have changed radically, and others stand the way they looked the day they were built. In the village, a bedroom is a bed and a place you only sleep. A family room is also your kitchen and dining room. When guests arrive, the kids bunk in small lofts in the rafters. The size of the cottage is irrelevant.
I've often heard that good things come in small packages. Our cottages may be small, but they hold inside more worth than a mansion on the beach. There's a certain pride and sense of ownership in calling yourself a villager. There's a family. The relationships built in Saltaire can't be replicated in our other lives. I have grandparents and siblings and second parents in the village made of beach day and scraped knee bonds. It's the people of the village that make it so special. While back at home you have your privacy fence and can decide to keep in solitude, at the Cape, inside this village, I find myself being part of the lives and daily activities with my neighbors. While the rest of the Cape and its neighborhoods have changed, the village has magically stayed the same. Maybe it's the seasonal use, the weekend warrior, and the presence of so many families. Real life might be just over the Bourne or Sagamore, but in the village, real life moves at a slower pace, more concerned with a day fulfilled than a day simply filled.
Crossed over the Sagamore to see that other world that lies on the Cape side of the canal. And I took my pick all day long, Route 6, from Barnstable to P-Town. Now I'm just in time to see the sun go down over this golden beach, where so many memories were made along this Massachusetts Bay. Like an old friend, the ocean wind whispers my name to welcome me back home again. and the moon ends another day. So I guess I'll be on my way. So good night, Cape Cod, reeling your kites and your fishing rods. Good night, summer day, thanks for the smile that you gave me. Seems we have some catching up to do. Old friend, I'm singing this song for you. Good night, Cape Cod. Good night. And all the suntan kids tucked away in their cottages feel the waves rocking them to sleep. And all the porch lights glow over pails of minnows caught by some kid's fishing net. Man, I remember they were hard to catch, like the summer sun. When the winter comes, these memories will warm me like a fire. And my mind's photographs save those days I had, carefree on the sandy arm of God. Oh, Cape Cod, I'm gonna buy me a sandbox by your green sea. But till then I'm gonna get on back to my reality. So good night, Cape Cod, reeling your kites and your fishing rods. Good night, summer day, thanks for the smile that you gave me. It seems we have some catching up to do. Oh friend, I'm singing this song for you. Good night, Cape Cod. I wanna stay another beach day till our shadows grow tall, but September's calling me, so's the fall. So good night, Cape Cod, reeling your kites and your fishing rods. Good night, summer day. Oh, oh, oh. Good night, Cape Cod. Oh, good night, Cape Cod. Crossed over the Sagamore to see that other world that lies on the Cape side of the canal.
There is an ancient proverb, it takes a village to raise a child, and I know this to be true because I grew up here. My neighbors became extensions of my family, and this was a very safe place to go out and play. But just recently, my wife and I had a daughter, Kennedy, and she is now only a few months old. While she is still far from her first words, I feel the need to assure the first place she rides a bike is with the sons, daughters, cousins, nephews, friends, and grandchildren of Saltaire Village. She is the youngest generation in our village, and my hope a future owner, and that she'll love this place as much as we have. I hope to leave her my interest as an owner and secure the legacy of this magical place to be a child. I know this because not long ago, I grew up here getting to know all of you. There are very few places like it left by the ocean. We can only count on ourselves to preserve it the way the families have for generations before us and to come. It takes a village.
Skipping over the ocean like a stone.